Has your utility considered the benefits of ultrasonic meters? Across the country, utilities are upgrading to ultrasonic meters to capture additional revenue and deliver greater value. They can be used in residential and commercial applications, allowing utilities to manage their meter reading systems more efficiently. And these meters are also designed with no moving parts, which helps them maintain an exceptional turn-down ratio compared to mechanical meters. I'm Miles Skoda, and this is the WaterOnline Webinar series. Today, our topic is tried and tested ultrasonic technology for water utilities. Now, joining me for this presentation are three industry experts. First, Brooke, Crevcoure, Marketing Manager from Badger Meter, Mariana Evora, Assistant Director of Infrastructure with the City of Miami Beach, and Wendy Montalbano, Water Services and Environmental Compliance Director with the City of Walker. And they're going to help us discover features to look for when considering ultrasonic meters, including pressure and alarms. They'll explain how ultrasonic meters can interface with analytic software and discuss how ultrasonic meters can benefit your utility through minimized system maintenance, increased operational efficiencies, diminished non-revenue water, and improved response. Now, we'll be holding a Q&A session following this presentation, so feel free to submit questions as we go along. We'll get to as many as possible during the Q&A, and any that we can't get to, we'll follow up on after the event. Now, also a bit of housekeeping. If you run into any issues today, please try refreshing your browser first. If your problem persists, submit a question via the Q&A, and I'll help get you back on track. And then finally, this webinar is available on demand, usually within a day or two, and you can use the same link that you used today, but you'll also get an email with a link to it. So with all that said, I'm going to turn it over to Brooke to get started. Brooke?
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Miles, and thank you, WaterOnline, for facilitating this webinar for us today. We are excited to talk to you today about ultrasonic meters. First, we'll talk about how they work, and then the value propositions associated with these meters. After my overview, I'm going to introduce you to Mariana from the City of Miami Beach and Wendy from the City of Walker, two utilities who will talk about the benefits they have seen with ultrasonic meters and how the progression in advanced metering and reading technology has benefited their utility. So first, just a quick overview on the common utility metering technologies available in the market today. This doesn't cover everything and not every option is pictured, but this covers a majority of the technology offerings. I've broken them into two main categories. First, the mechanical meters. You have the nutating disc, oscillating piston, single jet, a multi-jet, turbine, and propeller meters. Then the second category, the static meters, typically the no moving parts meters. In that category, you have the electromagnetic type meters and the ultrasonic. Ultrasonic is what we are going to be spending most of our time on today. First, an overview on transit time technology. Many residential ultrasonic meters use transit time ultrasonic technology in their product. In general, here's an overview on how the ultrasonic meters work. As water flows through the meter or measuring tube, ultrasonic signals are sent consecutively in forward and reverse directions of flow. This is what you see depicted in the cutaway on the right. The orange and white dashed lines represent the forward and reverse signal. What happens then is that velocity is determined by measuring the time difference between the measurement signal in the forward and reverse directions. How long did it take for the orange signal to reach the white starting point and vice versa? Total volume, or your total consumption, is then calculated from the measured flow velocity using water temperature and the cross-sectional area of the measuring tube. From this information, we were able to calculate and present the rate of flow information. So what are some benefits of ultrasonic meters? We talked about the other residential metering technologies, how ultrasonic meters work, but what are the benefits for a utility? I want to break it down first by covering some of the things that utilities potentially consider when selecting a meter. How long is it going to last? Many utilities want and expect their meters to last 15 to 20 years. How does it hold up in different environments? Are they pit set? Are they indoor? Will it last in outdoors or survive being exposed to different weather conditions? How will it hold up over time? How accurate can we expect this meter to be for its life? Will it last that 15 to 20 years? Lastly, more of a system look, but what kind of maintenance costs are we looking at? How much time will I need to spend on labor, on truck rolls, meter downtime, etc.? Well, really, with the ultrasonic meters, we can check all the boxes. The one-piece design of the meter, transducers, battery, is protected from the normal elements or pit conditions customers would see on a regular basis. The ultrasonic meters, depending on size, are also able to pick up flows down to 0.04 GPM. You'll see this in the graph depicted here. The blue line showing the ultrasonic meters, and in comparison, you can see the red lines representing the mechanical meters, first able to pick up flow, low flow at a half a gallon. This is a big difference for a utility with respect to revenue. From 0.04 GPM to a half a gallon, not only are ultrasonic meters able to pick up the lower flows, but they are able to maintain their accuracy for the full range for the life of the meter. Again, an ultrasonic technology meter, depending on its size, that's 0.04 to 30 BPM for that flow range. So while accuracy might be the most important thing to a utility, ultrasonic meters are able to provide additional benefits to help utilities with day-to-day operations. Meters are now able to provide more than just a reading. Newer meters can provide pressure and temperature data, in addition to the alarm indicators that were available on the first generation products. In addition to these new data reporting features, the meters can also detect and report alarm conditions such as leak, reverse flow, no flow, tampers. The picture on the right here shows some of those data screens that are available on a meter. You have the standard consumption and the rate of flow screens. You also have the pressure indicator. We have the temperature indicator, and you have the error and alarm screen. A benefit that I think is great for field troubleshooting. It will tell you what's occurred at the meter in the last 35 days and what's occurring now. Those great features locally go hand in hand with the total system. I mentioned the displays in the last slide, and another display and feature that gives utilities some additional insight into their system is the high resolution display. The high resolution 9-digit display gives customers a reading down to 1/100th of a gallon, again, depending on size. In addition to the high resolution 9-digit display, the meters also give a flow rate indication. So while there isn't a mechanical dial or a flow finder like you would typically see on a mechanical style meter, for instance, we're presenting flow to a customer down to the 100th of a gallon and also giving that rate of flow indication. Again, a great local tool for customers to find leaks. When you combine these local features with a cellular communication technology and user-friendly analytical software, the smart alarms and the data from the meter provide early detection to flow and potential temperature and pressure disturbances. You can take this information and have a better view into what is occurring with your system. For instance, do you have a low pressure warning with high flows? Perhaps you are over capacity at the meter. Do you have a pressure drop and reverse flow? Perhaps this is a burst pipe situation. Do you have a high or low temperature swing alert? Perhaps there's a potential meter freeze condition to be concerned about. The bottom line, and what I'll end on with today, is that the enhancements in metering technology paired with a cellular communication technology and user-friendly analytics software provides customers with actionable data from a total system solution that can power utilities to manage their water systems more efficiently and effectively. I want to thank everyone for their time today. That is it for me, and I am excited to turn it over to Mariana from the city of Miami Beach.
Thank you, Brooke, and thank you for the opportunity to present to you today. Welcome everyone to the presentation. I'm going to briefly go through our history at Miami Beach with AMI, which is just a journey that is barely beginning at this point. Miami Beach is located in Southeast Florida. We have about 90,000 residents and a transient population of about 75,000 people. This means that our city, basically during daytime, it nearly doubles in capacity. We are a volume water and sewer customer of Miami-Dade County. The county supplies water to us through 4 major feeds shown in dark brown, basically on the screen right now. Those are our 4 major feeds, and then all our sewage is conveyed back to them via a single main down onto Virginia Key. Miami Beach Public Works owns, maintains, and operates the water distribution and transmission system, the wastewater collection and transmission systems, the stormwater system, and we're also in charge of maintaining local roads, bridges, and the public lighting infrastructure. Miami Beach is a barrier island with very low elevations. We have flooding issues not only related to storm surge, but also as a result of tidal fluctuations. Our groundwater is very high. And what this means is that our meters, which are located typically in sidewalks in front of properties or in rear easements or designated alleyways, spend a significant amount of time either under tidal waters and in a very highly corrosive environment. Before commencing the AMI project here at the beach, the city had primarily mechanical meters, basically positive displacement and turbine meters. The meters had at the time 15 to 20 years of use, and as a result, their accuracy was in decline. In 2008, the city did a pilot AMI project, and the pilot did not gain too much traction at the time and eventually did not follow through. And in 2015, a second pilot took place. There were compatibility issues between the meter and the endpoint at the time, and the supplier was deemed non-responsive to the issues, and the contract was terminated as a result. Then in 2009, a new AMI solicitation was issued. The low bid was significantly higher than the estimated cost for the project, so the bids were discarded from the beginning. The city's administration then proceeded to allow the Public Works Department to commence negotiations with prospective vendors. And after lots of research, a good learning curve, and about 3 days of nonstop negotiations with vendors, Badger Meters was selected. In an unprecedented vote by the City Commission, they unanimously approved the contract with Badger Meters to move forward. Our goals with AMI, right? Our primary goal was to replace the aging meters, make sure our water usage consumption was being properly accounted for, improved our water divisions and meter shop operational efficiency, and provide better and improved customer service to our residents and business owners. In turn, Badger provided a single source of accountability with a turnkey project that has made the implementation nearly seamless for us. One of the greatest benefits of selecting the E-Series is that the city is being supplied with corrosion-resistant metal meters that serve as a huge benefit given our high groundwater table and the salinity of our local environment. Our implementation began shortly before summer of last year, and to this date, we're more than 85% complete. Badger's communication health has been excellent. I checked actually this morning, and we were about 99.8% with only about 18 meters out of 11,500 meters not really reporting, further emphasizing that the correct decision was made in the selection of the technology. The devil's on the details, right? At the time that we were starting to look into implementing AMI, the city was also undergoing internal upgrades to our planning solution software. We're in the progress of migrating from Tyler Eden to Tyler Munis, therefore requiring our AMI to first integrate with the Eden billing system and then migrate to the Munis. This second integration is something that we're now planning and beginning of the upcoming weeks. Right now, we're operating on Tyler Eden. Before implementing, we went through rigorous, basically a proof of concept phase, right? During this phase, we tested nearly 250 meters and endpoints that were scattered throughout the city, including the smaller islands on the west end of the barrier island and the high rises on the ocean side. This allowed us to test the reception throughout the city and identify where secondary cellular partners might be needed. This test also allowed the testing of the meters in high density urban areas and submerged pit installation environments that are common throughout the city. During this phase, we successfully tested 2 billing cycles prior to proceeding with the issuance of the notice to proceed to Badger for the mass meter changeout then begin. Why we believe cellular was the right choice for us. An important factor in our decision-making process was the long-term impact of an AMI implementation. The city understood that it's in its best interest to select a cellular network for the advanced meter implementation instead of a fixed network. It makes sense to rely on a cellular network in a coastal community like ours that is prone to hurricanes and other extreme weather conditions. Cellular networks are generally more reliable than other communication systems, especially during like natural disasters, as they have multiple redundancies in place and can quickly restore services in case of a complete outage. By using the cellular network directly, we'll avoid the need for a collector and reduce the need to rely on a third party for the maintenance of the collector system itself. The meter can communicate directly with the cellular service providers, which essentially eliminates the middleman, simplifying then the communication process. Why the solid-state meters, the E-Series meters? We strongly believe that the E-Series offer several advantages. They're more accurate and reliable and provide an extended useful life. They do not have moving parts, therefore reduce the chances of errors caused by mechanical wear and tear, the loss of accuracy over time, and which can also, and this also means that they're less likely to fail or require maintenance. These meters can provide detailed information about usage, which can help our consumers to better understand and manage their consumption. They measure usage in nearly real time and provide data on usage and on their usage, which can help consumers adjust their behavior, identify potential leaks, and even reduce their bills if needed. Our unique benefits that we believe we have realized we're realizing with AMI, right? Number one is the reduced maintenance by obviously not only not having to go out there to meters, but by selecting a cellular network instead of a fixed network, we're able to reduce the long-term maintenance issues by eliminating that middleman, right? The central collector. We believe we made the right choice when it comes to meters because the meters selected offer the corrosion-resistant metals that can withstand the high salinity environment in Miami Beach. They have an extended useful life. They are reliable and accurate. And of course, they'll ensure that with a function and provide accurate readings even in these harsh conditions. And last but not least is the ion water beacon dashboard. These allow for remote usage monitoring without the need to engage a third party. These features provide both the city and its customers with real-time information on the water usage, which can help identify leaks, answer many of the customers' questions, and save money eventually in utility. Well, this concludes my presentation. I'll now pass it on to Wendy. But before we go on to Wendy, I wanted to briefly show a short fun video that we developed when we were in the kickoff of our AMI project in Miami Beach.
The City of Miami Beach Public Works Department is always working to deliver best-in-class service to all our stakeholders. One of our latest endeavors is revamping the way we read and bill our water customers. We are embarking on an exciting new project that will upgrade our metering technology to enhance customer service and provide customers with better ways to manage water use, all while improving operational efficiency and environmental stewardship. This project will upgrade all of Miami Beach's water meters with new advanced metering technology. This simple process will make a big difference in the way you manage your usage, control your bills, and are notified about potential leaks in your home. By working hard to implement this upgrade, we hope to make life a little easier for you. While we are excited to begin this project, it will take time to upgrade every meter in Miami Beach. Most installations will take place Monday through Friday during regular business hours over the next few years. We will be partnering with Badger Meter, a worldwide leader in metering infrastructure, and their installation partner, Utility Metering Solutions, known as UMS, to ensure this upgrade is done efficiently and correctly. You will receive a postcard when installations begin in your area. You don't need to schedule an appointment or even be home for the installation. You just need to make sure access to your water meter is safe and clear and that pets are secured. Your quality of life is one of our foremost concerns, so we will minimize the disruption to your water service. The entire installation process should take an average of 30 minutes. The UMS installer will be wearing proper identification and protection. The process will start by the installer taking photos of the water meter area. The purpose of the pictures is to provide you with an assurance that the property will be left in the same condition after installation as it was before installation. After the pictures are taken, your current meter will be exchanged with the upgraded meter. Your new meter will give you increased control over your usage, allowing you to see how much water you're using and when. It can even help identify a water leak. There's a lot to look forward to, and it all starts with your new meter. Water service will be restored as soon as the upgrade is complete, and when possible, your installer will use an exterior hose spigot to release any air trapped in the line. After the installation process, the installer will leave a door hanger confirming your upgrade was successful. If they are not able to make the upgrade, we'll leave a door hanger detailing what coordination is required to successfully upgrade your meter. Throughout the implementation of the Advanced Metering Infrastructure Project, the Miami Beach Public Works Department will continue to provide safe, reliable water and sewer service. As the project progresses, updates will continue to be provided. For more information, visit www.miamibeachfl.gov/meters. We're looking forward to providing you with world-class service.
Thank you, Mariana, for sharing that with us. Today, I wanted to share with you a little bit about our system and how we are benefiting from the Badger meter system. We've currently had the system in place for about 3 years now. I am the director for water services here for the city, so I oversee the water system and wastewater system for the city. A little bit about our city. Walker is a small town just east of Baton Rouge and about 70 miles north of New Orleans. We're a small town with a population of around 6,400 inside of city limits. However, the surrounding area has seen significant growth in the last 10 years. So we have since expanded many of our services, especially water, into the unincorporated areas of Walker. Currently, we have 5,500 connections serving around 16,000 customers. 70% of our customers are residential. That's inside and outside of city limits. We have 2,400 sewer connections, and that is strictly within city limits. We have 4 groundwater wells with a pumping capacity of around 3,600 gallons per minute, and we have 750 gallons of water storage capacity in our system. Daily average production of water is around 2 million gallons. A little background about our system. The meter project began before I was here back in 2018. It started with the need to have a uniform metering system. A little bit about the city of Walker. Walker is a small town just outside of Baton Rouge. We're about 70 miles north of New Orleans, and our population is around 6,400 within city limits. However, there has been a huge growth in the area surrounding Walker in the last 10 years or so. So now we provide services to the area surrounding Walker. A little bit about our system. We have approximately 5,500 service connections serving 16,000 customers, both inside and outside of city limits. 70% of our system is residential. We do have 2,400 wastewater customers. Those are strictly within city limits, is the only place that we offer sewer services. Our water system is consists of 4 groundwater wells with a pumping capacity of around 3,600 gallons per minute. We have 750,000 gallon storage capacity. And on a daily average, we pump around 2 million gallons per day water. There were several reasons for the meter conversion project. This process began before I was here in Walker. One of the main reasons was that we needed a uniform metering system. At the time, we had 2 to 3 different types of meters, all of which had different variations of collection methods for readings and other information in the system. We needed accuracy. We felt like we had a large water loss that we weren't able to account for, and we felt like accuracy with our meters would better help us pinpoint areas that we could maybe make adjustments and to address leaks. Another issue we've had in the past is that because of the environment here, low flat land, the meter pits typically all hold water. In the past, we've had issue with meters that could not function properly or did not transmit information as long as they were underwater. So we knew we had to have some other option that would help continue to allow us to get readings even when we have a lot of rain. Another issue was with the accuracy. We felt that we were using a third-party meter reading service. They were not dependable, and we even found issues of falsifying readings, which was causing billing issues and customers to be very unhappy whenever they were getting their billing and it wasn't accurate. In addition, we wanted to be able to, number one, get rid of the third meter reading service, but also to be more efficient in man hours. We weren't looking to get rid of anyone, but we had plenty other areas that we could direct our time and attention to instead of rereading meters, changing out meters constantly. So we looked at several different types of meters. We decided that we would use the E-series ultrasonic meters with the Orion cellular endpoint. This meter seemed to really meet all of our needs. Number one was the reputation that Badger has with product dependability and service to their customers. Accuracy and flow measurement, especially in the frequency of flow fluctuation, was very important that we capture every drop of water possible for billing. We wanted to get rid of the third-party metering service. That would be a savings first off, and it would also ensure that we were getting accurate information in the field. The advanced analytical availability in the system gave us detailed information about our distribution system. Reliable meter communication was also very important. The transmitter would function attached to the meter box lid, allowing information to be transferred back and forth, even if the meter is submerged in water or doesn't have clear access. This was something that was very important. We too also are an area that experienced hurricane winds and storms. And so making sure that we could still function even with those common situations was important. And of course, like everyone, we wanted to be able to provide the best customer service we could to our residents. So our project started probably fall of 2019. We also did a turnkey project with Badger and with a third-party contractor to install the meters and help us through the transition and implementation process. This was, we decided that we were going to start with this first phase and strictly do all of our residential meters first. 5/8 up to 1.5 inch meters were all upgraded, which was a total of around 4,500 meters. We also upgraded 8 inch and 12 inch meters at our wells so that we could have accurate production numbers for our system. We decided that over time, we would upgrade all commercial meters 2-inch to 6-inch. But in the meantime, Badger Endpoint allowed us to install an endpoint to those meters and still benefit from the Beacon platform and the information that we could utilize to still monitor those meters as well, without having to go out, collect meters, or have a service do it for us. An important part of our project, or the implementation, I felt like, was getting everyone on board. Everyone benefits from new technology in a project, but sometimes it's hard to get people on board. We all like progress. We don't like what it takes to get to progress, right? It's frustrating and it's difficult. So there were a few things that I felt were important for us to pay attention to during the process. Not only did we need to assess what was really going to meet our needs before we started, we needed to prepare for any changes that was going to be entailed in the system, and then the plan for the change. All of that meant a lot of communication and discussion with staff that would be involved in the day-to-day workings of the system. I wanted to make sure operators and billing office personnel understood that yes, transition is difficult, but on the other side of that transition, this project, these meters and the database will provide a lot more information, be much more efficient, and allow us to have time to focus on other things instead of constantly repeating processes we've done over and over, dealing with some of the other meters that we've used. And that seemed to go pretty well. During the implementation, we began the training process for field technicians working with Badger, and also for the billing office. Badger worked very closely with our billing supervisor to help integrate the system into our billing software so that it would be a seamless transition, so that all we would need to do is sync Beacon to our billing software, and then we would be able to pull reads to print bills. That was an important part. It's a very fast-paced office, and they didn't need to add too many extra steps to it. And then important to me was sustaining the change, right? It's difficult sometimes to maintain. Once you get things going and they're good, people get relaxed, sometimes lose focus of what we're doing. So I felt like by designating specific personnel to oversee and review the data on the dashboard of the Beacon daily made a big difference. I also felt like it was important to have a procedure and training program for any new employees that were coming in. That seemed to work very well. And part of that, we've also assigned, we call it one position in my office is an AMI specialist. He's tasked every day with coming in, checking the dashboard, seeing if we have non-communications, endpoint tampers, anything that may need to be addressed in the system. That's his focus. If he needs more from office personnel or he needs field technicians, he can reach out to them and coordinate with what he needs to take a look at. So 3 years after we started the project, some of the advantages that we really see with AMI is, number one, no more third-party meter reading services. That was an easy save of approximately $65,000 a year just in getting rid of that service. We've seen an 80% decrease in the number of man hours spent collecting readings or rereading or turning meters on and off to get readings for different customers. That was significant. It allowed those technicians to focus their attention elsewhere. Meter failure has significantly decreased. So again, less man hours spent changing out meters. In the past 3 years since we've had the system installed, less than 2% of our meters have failed, which is pretty great, especially when you look at the environment in which the meters are in, day out. The billing department, they estimated a 20% increase in water revenue, and we're thinking around a possible 3 to 4% increase in wastewater revenue, just because we use water usage to determine billing for sewer services. So making sure we're billing more accurately and managing flow better allows us to increase revenue in both areas. Another thing that we really has come to be appreciated in the system is that we can set alerts for unauthorized flow usage. This allows us to track anytime we think there's theft of services, or we've disconnected customers and they turn their meter back on without coming and just, getting things straight with us. It has been a way for us to be aware of what goes on in the distribution system. Infrastructure, we have been able to better pinpoint water loss and potential leaks. We've used the data that we collect to better determine areas of low flow, which helps us manage our water age much better. Real-time information of the distribution system lets us know areas of high capacity and the extent duration of those times, so that we can better plan for expansion in the future. And the customer service, it's what, for everyone, it's always something that you strive for. Being able to offer ion water to customers and let them have control of their own water service and the cost and what they are doing in their own homes is an advantage. It also gives us real-time information so that when we are discussing their water usage or their bill, we can give them real information about what we're seeing in their usage. One of the best things I think about the program is that Badger meters and the Beacon platform allow us to be proactive instead of reactive. So often we, in this field, we seem to constantly be looking after the fact, right? We're always reactive to something that has happened in our system. This dashboard allows us to potentially see when there are issues and address those things before they get out of control. Not only making better decisions in the field and more efficiency for our operators, but it also has helped to streamline the billing process. And so they can close out the month much quicker, making sure that they have all the information they need for those bills. One of the biggest assets for us has been the leak detection system or leak report. We can set alerts for certain flow rates and time periods, and anything over that will set an alert. It brings to the attention of our AMI specialist, who can investigate whether or not it is truly a leak, or is it a location that has consistent usage, or is it something on our side of the distribution system, or if it's a customer. The other advantage is that if it is a customer issue, he can go out, notify those customers, let them know that they potentially have a leak they may not know about, and they can address it before they get a water bill in a month later with the extensive usage and high bill. This was very helpful during 2021 when we had Hurricane Ida. There were a lot of trees down in the area, and we had a lot of people had evacuated. So we had a lot of water line breaks, meters busted, and so we were able to go out and address those for those customers, even though they may have not been here. This one feature of the Beacon dashboard, I feel, has been a huge help in building relationships with the customer, and them knowing that we are not just here to bill them. We are here to be a good community, to serve each other. The other thing that we tried real hard was to get Ion Water up and running. We felt like it would help to with the sustainability of our changes. It seemed that it has been a slow start in the beginning. We did public service announcements on our social media, our webpage. We did bill inserts. I set up booths for community education. It just seemed that we were having difficulty getting people to sign up. If someone came in to pay a bill or called or set up a new account, the ladies in the office always reached out and explained the process and gave them the information. But it still seemed like we only had about an 8% rate of customers that were signing up. Until recently, we upgraded our customer service, our billing software, which provided a portal on our website so that customers could go in and make payments to their account directly. This portal also connected to Beacon and Ion Water. So when a customer logs in with their account information to pay their bill, it pulls up this window that will show you your current water usage for that billing period. You can click on any of those charts that are from Beacon, and it will take you directly to the Ion Water site. This has been a significant increase in user, because I think it's easy access. They don't have to go in and set up an account. They don't have to put in their email. It's immediate. It's right there at their fingertips just by paying their bill. That's been up and going for just a few months now, and we've seen a 20% increase in customer communication with Ion Water. So we're pretty happy about that. All in all, we feel like our meter conversion project has been successful. We have a third party come in and do meter accuracy test each year. In the past 3 years, it's been 100% accuracy on all meters. We are able to maintain our health of our system at 99%, both device health and communication, which overall is has paid dividends in not only savings in the system, efficiency, customer service, across the board. We're very happy with the system. Thank you.
All right. Yeah, thanks so much, Brooke, Mariana, and Wendy. That was a great presentation with a ton of really interesting stuff. A lot of great new things that I learned from this one. And I'm sure our audience did too, based on the number of questions coming in. They've got a lot more stuff they want to learn. So I think we're going to get right into it. So my first question is, what advice would you have for other utilities looking to upgrade their metering infrastructure, especially to ultrasonic technology?
The advice I would give to a utility looking to upgrade their meter infrastructure is I tell them to do their homework. What seems like a quick fix may not be. You're looking for longevity. And I think that product dependability is very important. You are going to invest a lot of money in a project like this. You want to get the most out of it, not only savings, but efficiency throughout your system.
Okay, yeah, no, that's perfect. So let's see, let me look through the list here. So this one looks good. So how did your utility promote Ion Water to ratepayers? And what does the current level of adoption look like?
I can chime in there. Miami Beach, we're still, in the meter change out phase. So we don't have that much traction yet. I think we were close to between 8 and 10% of registration at this point on the Ion Water platform. What we're doing, though, is as we go out and provide notices to the homes that the meter is being changed out, we're also giving them like a little pamphlet that kind of explains the benefits of the new meter, and of course, with some registration information for the Ion Water account. And on top of that, we have information shown on our local TV and anything associated with social media where our residents are more or less involved in. What we're planning to do, obviously, at the end of the program, or at the end of the meter change out, once everyone is on a Badger meter, and we'll be doing like billing inserts so that the customers can at that point go ahead and join the Ion Water, and hopefully we'll get good traction at that point.
Okay, yeah, awesome stuff. Let's see, we've got a ton more here. I don't know how many we'll be able to get to. I think just a couple more here. So let's see. Someone's asking, what are some operational benefits that your utility has realized after adopting Beacon and Ion Water?
I can do that one. I think operationally, just the efficiency and time saving and man hours spent collecting and recollecting readings, turning meters on and off, has been huge. We're always looking for personnel. We're always trying to hire. So I think that by being as efficient as you can, we can do the most with what we have. I also think that providing information to the customer that lets them be in control of their water usage and their utility is an advantage that is good for the community, and it helps build relationships between the city and our residents.
Okay, yeah, no, that's great. Let's see. So I think we can fit in one more here. Someone is asking, what is the current status of implementation for each utility?
Miami Beach is at 85% at this point.
We have implemented, completed the installation of all residential meters and endpoints on all commercial meters. We will gradually change out the off-brand commercial meters to Badger meters as we go. At this point, we are about 80% complete throughout.
Okay, that's great. So I think with that, we're actually going to wrap it up here. We do have a good amount of questions left, but we are going to get to those after the event. A couple of them are really specific, and so I'm going to pass those along to our presenters today. They'll be able to follow up with you guys after the event to kind of go through any questions, give you any answers. If you had any more questions or anything, you can reach out to us as well. All of our contact info should be on the left side of your screen in the speaker bio. Connect with any of our presenters, connect with me, and I'll get you connected with them if that's easier for you, and we'll get you in touch and get your questions answered. So with all that said, I'm going to turn it over to Brooke to close us out, and I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Brooke?
Thank you, Miles. Thank you for everyone who was able to join us today. Thank you, Mariana from the city of Miami Beach and Wendy from the city of Walker. Glad you guys could join us today and take part in our webinar.
Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you for having us.